just listening to the birds. If you listen carefully, you should be able to hear the birds. So beautiful where I am right now. I'm just sitting on the grass in a park. It's the park that has my favourite tree inside, and I am immersing myself in all that this park has to offer. Let me know if you can hear the birds in the background. Just type in a Y or a yes if you can hear the birds. It's so beautiful. And the sun's coming right in behind me, just on my back. And then the wind was just moving my hair just earlier. It's absolutely what I would call the perfect set of circumstances. And in addition to that, I'm getting to communicate with each of you, which is magnificent. Say hello if you've just jumped on. It's always great to know who you are and where you're jumping on from. And I'm just going to move a hair off my screen. And what I wanted to share about today is our immersion day that we have coming up. It's coming up this weekend on Saturday the 19th. The cool thing about an online immersion day is you don't need to be there. If September 19 doesn't work for you, then that doesn't matter, because all you do is go ahead and buy your ticket to the immersion anyway, and you can listen to the recording further down the track. So not being able to be there on the day shouldn't be a factor in your consideration of if you choose to immerse yourself in the experience that AJ and I are creating for you. And I wanted to talk about immersion as a philosophy, because there's so many times in our lives where we jump lightly from thing to thing, or decision to decision, or from friend to friend, or problem to problem, and we don't dig deep, dive in, and really experience whatever that thing has to offer to us. And the concept of immersion is exactly opposite to that. It is about diving deep. And the best thing about immersion is it's about commitment. So what you're actually saying is for a certain time and place, you wish to fully commit and to fully immerse yourself in whatever the experience has to offer you. That's why we've called it an immersion experience, is because on the day, or whenever it is that you listen to the recording, we want you to be fully there, fully focused, and all in. We don't want you to have one foot in the immersion experience and another foot dealing with something that's going on in your life. That's not the point. The point is to carve aside some time and energy and resources and commit them to yourself and to your own personal reflection and your own growth, ultimately. One of the things we're going to be looking at in quite some detail on the immersion day is your vision. And if you think about it, many people, when you speak to them, don't have a vision, or if they have one, they have not clearly articulated it. It's not written down anywhere. For a lot of people, they couldn't answer the question about why they're on the planet. They couldn't necessarily talk about their why and what matters to them. So one of the goals and one of the outcomes from your immersion experience on the Saturday the 19th, or whatever day you do the immersion experience with us, is that we want you to be able to come out of that experience with some clarity about why you are here on the planet, and with a sense of purpose. And the kookaburras are agreeing in the background. Sorry, I'm pausing because I can hear a didgeridoo and some kookaburras. I think the kookaburras are for you, AJ. Hi Felicity, how are you? I'm just pausing because I could hear some interesting didgeridoo playing in the background in the park, but I think it's finished now. So we were just talking about immersion, and I was talking about the whole idea of having an immersive experience requires you to be all in, not half-assed. It requires commitment on your part, and it requires you jumping in and deep diving into something that you might not know a lot about. Now that requires some courage, and it requires a desire to be curious and find out more about yourself and find out more about why you think you are here on the planet. What is your purpose? What is your vision? What is your why? That's a large part of what we'll be concentrating on the day. There's a whole series of different things we're going to be doing on the day. To kick off with, we're going to be opening up with a sound therapy experience. And if you've never done an experience like this is truly immersive in the sense that your auditory plus your other senses are captured by this unique combination of sounds that's woven together by the beautiful Siddhi Shakti. She will be facilitating for us on this day. And if you just came to the immersion day and only did the sound experience and nothing else, you would massively get your value, because Siddhi Shakti is a master at creating an environment where you can go deeply inwards. And the sound, because of the vibration of the sound, it interacts with the vibration of who you are as a human being. And if you're getting a lot of resonance with those things, you can actually have changes at your DNA level. And that's pretty spectacular. So that by itself is worth it. Then in the afternoon, we're doing hot seats. And hot seats are all about people literally being put on the seat. And there'll be 2 or 3 people that have a go at being in the hot seat. And everybody else will be observing. And what you're observing is the kinds of coaching questions that AJ and I are asking. You will also be able to ask questions to the person on the hot seat through the messaging function in Zoom. So there's some really cool things that we've got in store for you. But what you need to do, your part of the equation, is you need to jump in, you need to say yes, you need to grab your ticket, and make sure that you do all that in the next 24 to 48 hours, because we're going to be closing off ticket sales before the end of the week once we're sure about what numbers that we've got. So we would love it if you could come along and be part of our immersion experience this Saturday the 19th. Keep in mind, it can be any day that you watch it. Don't let the day restrict you, and you need to jump in and buy a ticket anyway. And if you are going to have an experience on Saturday, anything like the immersive experience that I am having in the park right now, then it will be truly magical. So what I'm going to do is put the link and the details down below. So as soon as I jump off the live stream, I'll put the details in, and we will see you this Saturday. Bye.